Hello, pretties. Welcome to MakeupShayla. So today I want to do this thing where I create my perfect palette out of all my ColourPop shadows. I I know I've seen something similar like in the past from multiple different people. I honestly have no idea who created it, and this thought came to me like a long time ago. And I just wrote it down. I hadn't done it, so whoever originally inspired me, I completely forgot. I should have made a note of that. So that's my fault. That being said, I'm sorry. If you know who created this kind of style, please let me know, and I'll definitely want to give them credit. I can't remember. I know I've seen something similar from multiple people before, but I'm completely blank. I saw this idea months ago, and again, I should have wrote it down. Anyway, before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can come everybody's in the best room. So I do own a lot of palettes from ColourPop. I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes from ColourPop. I have the Sweet Talk. We have the Yes Please. We have Give It To Me Straight, Wild Nothing, Double Entendre, At Foresight, Proceed With Caution, and the So Jaded. So these are all my ColourPop palettes. Ideally, my perfect palette would be anywhere between like 9 and 12 shadows. So let's see what that would look like. There's certain shades that I know for a fact I'm going to be including because I love them so much and they're just like straight up my alley. I'm like nervous to see how close this perfect palette of mine would be to the At Foresight palette, because this palette is literally right up my alley. I know for a fact there's going to be some differences. My personal favorite palette would never have a blue in it. That's just not my aesthetic. So we shall see. We shall see. So let's start out with the Yes Please palette, because I know for a fact, and I've mentioned this multiple times, this shade right here, this is Chauffeur. No, Note to Self is my absolute favorite transition shade of all time. But it's right there is perfection. It's just perfection. Like that's the perfect transition shade for me. I love it. It's slightly warm tone. It's neutral with a slightly warm undertone without being like orange. So it's just beautiful, beautiful. So that's my first shade right there. I know for a fact from the Proceed With Caution, I want that yellow. I love yellow eyeshadow. I think it looks super beautiful. And so I'm going to be picking Caution right here. And again, we're just trying to hit 12. 12, 12, 12. Now, I do want to go to the Wild Nothing palette and pick Come Together. It's it's like a mauve cool tone neutral brown. I don't know how else to say it. So this slightly darker than Note to Self from the Yes Please palette, but beautiful, beautiful. Okay. When I look at my arm, they look like they're perfectly matched with each other, but when I show it on camera, it just looks all distorted. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm twisting my arm funny or something, but there you go. Those are my first 3 shadows, like straight off the bat. I just knew it. This palette had to have it. Like if I'm creating my favorite all-time palette of all time, it's gonna have those 3 shades. Now, next thing that I want to put in here is for sure some greens. I've mentioned it multiple times, but I love, 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 love greens. So we're gonna go to the So Jaded palette, and we are going to be getting Tiger Eye, which is like a bronzy yellow green. It's really, really interesting palette. I mean, shade. Look at that. Okay, again, when I do my arm like this, looks right, but whenever okay, that's as good as it's gonna get, I think. All right, and I do want to get Jade as well from this palette, which is the one right here. Just that olive green. Nice. That is beautiful right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh no! I just jabbed it. Nice going. Nice going. All right. So I do want to get a darker warm brown because I think that's really necessary in every palette. And there's not a better one than Double Entendre to be able to get that. And I'm going to go to the darkest brown right here, which is Teddy Bear. So I'm going to grab Teddy Bear and put that right here. And it's just a really dark chocolate brown. Look at that beautiful chocolate brown. All right, guys, I need to clean my hands. BRB. Okay, I do want to get another green, and I'm going to get it from the At Forest Side palette. And I'm going to be getting Emerald City because I just love this shade of emerald greens. Oh, man. Just love that green. Love it, love it, love it. All right, I know for a fact I'm going to get one single shadow, and that's for sure going to be Wishful Winking. Just the one right over here. Just going to... Is this beautiful green dual chromeness. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. Just going to put a little bit more so you can see that. And I don't think the camera is not picking up its dualness. That's okay. That's okay. So I am going to go with Give It To Me Straight, and I want to get two shades from here. I want to get BS and TMI. Wait, hold on. How many shades do I have already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So put me at 10. Okay, I'm still good. I'm still good. Give me a sec. Okay. So back to, I had to wash my hands. They were like completely stained. There was nothing I could do to get it out. So I'm going to be getting TMI and BS. I think BS is a beautiful burnt orange, and it just makes the prettiest mid-tone because it's definitely a lot too dark to be a transition shade. And then TMI is just perfect, like cranberry shade. Ooh. I'm liking this. Like, this is literally what my perfect palette would look like. Okay. All right. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I know exactly what I'm going to want from the Sweet Talk. All right. From Sweet Talk, it's going to be Work It. And I know you're like, really? Out of all the shades here? Actually, no, it's not going to be Work It. Damn it. Is it going to be Work It or is it going to be West Side? Can I get both? No, I cannot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew where it was. I knew it was a 10. I just counted it a little while ago. Do I want to get both? No, I do not want to get both. Because I kind of want to get something dark, like a black. Hold on. Do I have a pretty black to put even? Onyx doesn't, even though I would like to put Onyx doesn't really go with the aesthetic of this palette. It's just a little too cool toned. There, no. They have that red undertone. I don't like that. Should I do both? Okay, for sure I'm gonna do Work It. I'm gonna do Work It because it's just, I think, a more mustardy yellow, which would really go with that darker yellow, and it's definitely more orange toned, almost peachy. So you have that shade right there. And I think I am gonna go with West Side, which means I'm not gonna be able to have a black in this palette, but that's okay. It's not really close to any shade. It kind of looks similar to this one right here, but this one's definitely more red tone. This is more yellow tone. That's the only shade that I feel like they're somewhat close to each other. Everything else looks somewhat different. So these two shades, again, these two kind of look similar, but you can tell there's definitely some different undertones. And then these two shades look somewhat similar, but again, there's definitely some difference in undertones. But I think if I were to create my perfect palette, like my ultimate perfect palette ever from ColourPop, with my existing eyeshadows I already own, this is what the palette would look like if I could create one. And I told you guys, I have very similar style to RawBeautyKristi. There's only 2 shimmers, which are these 2 right here. I do always prefer mattes over shimmers. I would much rather do an all matte look than an all shimmer look any given day. And I just kind of want to compare the 2. Obviously the emerald is going to look similar because it's the same one. It is the pop of yellow, but I do think this is more true yellow. It's actually, this is a lot closer to this shade right here from the Sweet Talk palette. Let's see, I mean, Puffball is somewhat similar to this shade right here, so I do think there's some similarity there. Old Growth, I think Old Growth is actually kind of similar to Come Through. It's just Come Through is darker, and I think this one's just a lot lighter. Oh, did I just dig my nail in there? I just got this palette yesterday, and look, nail digged. Jesus. Evergreen is somewhat similar to Wishful Winking right here. I mean, they're like dual chrome greens, but you know, Wishful Winking is clearly a lot darker. So, you know, not really the same. Now, I don't have anything quite this purple, but I do have that cranberry shade, you know, so there's a little bit of that. She has Rainer. I have BS. BS is definitely more orange toned. This is more red tone. I don't have anything quite like that gold. I just don't like gold like that. But this was my version, which is bronzy, I guess you could say. I mean, I do have Jade from So Jaded, so it's quite similar to Puddlehead. I don't have anything like Iron W, and I knew I wouldn't. PNW, and that's because that's not really my style, and I'm okay with that. I do have a deep brown right here, which is very similar to Homegrown. I don't have anything like Let It Rain, and I made that decision last minute, but this is my perfect palette. I will say though, there's a lot of similarities, and I figure there would be. I'm telling you guys, this is straight up right up my alley. Love, love, love this palette. And I think it reflects here. This is definitely my favorite shades. I can make a bajillion different looks with this, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This was really fun. I kind of want to try this again with my Laura Los Angeles, because I have my second largest like brand that I own shadows from is Laura Los Angeles. Now she has a lot less variety in her collections than ColourPop does, so it'll be interesting how that looks. I think it's going to look a lot more neutral, and that's okay. That's totally okay. Definitely gonna have a lot of nude patootie in there. Anyway, look at that. Look at that. I love it. This is just right up my alley. I love these shades. Okay, I'm gonna stop staring at my arm, and you know, I hope you like this. I think it was fun for me to like look through all my shadows and to see which ones are my favorite. And I hope you enjoy these too. And yeah, this is what my perfect ColourPop palette will look like. See you in the next one. Bye guys.